Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here we successfully created our ad page design, and that is our ad fee amount design, right? So now our all that category, that means the fee category, is now successfully loaded. All that our student class is now loaded, and there is also another field for the amount. So now I want to add one of the JavaScript with this JavaScript here. I want to add one of the functionality, like if you click as a add, then automatically another student class amount field, that means this type of one of the div will be loaded. Okay, so if you want to do that work, we have to go to our this page and make that sure, as I told you, make that sure you add that amount, and there is an array that will be needed. And also for the add multiple class, that will be needed. Okay, make the sure you add this array. Okay, so then we have to that is our form, and that is our section, that is our last div. So into the last div here, after this I want to add one of the div. I take one of the div, and into the div area I take one of the style. Okay, I make it as a visibility. I want to make it as a hidden. Okay, that will be as a hidden. So then that means that will be not be visible when this page will be loaded. So for the reasons here, I make it as I take one of the another div. I take another div, and into the div area I put one of the class. Okay, I put one of the class, and I just name it as a whole. I show you, everything will be very clear to you. I name it as a whole extra item. That will be one of the class item underscore add. Okay, and also I put on the ID, or ID will be the same as a whole extra item add. Perfect. And then I take another div. And into the div area I put on the another class, and that will be as a delete underscore whole. Okay, I'm sorry, whole extra underscore item underscore add. Okay, and also I put another ID will be the same as a delete, and delete as a whole extra item add. Okay, better I want to do and to actually minimize it, so that will be very much interactive, one of the things. So that will be as a delete ID, the whole extra item add. And so this type of the ID I also want to pass it in particular that area. Okay, and after that I take another div. And this div will be, I put on the class, and here I name it one of the form row. Okay, form, and then row. I take one of the form row. Okay friend, so into the form row, as I told you, that is actually visibility. I make it as a hidden. That means that will be not visible, right? So here I minimize everything, so that will be our total things. So now into the div area, that is actually our div, right? So into the div area, that is our form row. So into the form row area, I want to take our total form. That means I want to actually take this total form. Okay, that means this total part I want to take. So if you want to take it, so that is in our that is actually our row. You can see that is actually our row, and that is our call MD5. So that is our student class, that is our amount, and that is our and row, right? So better I want to put that note for you. That will be the and row. Okay, so that will be our and row. And here I take 3 1, so that is 1, and that is our 2, and then that is actually our another one of the 3, right? So that is actually I have divided with the 5. Perfect. So now I want to actually take this after that row. I take total things. That is 1, and that is our another one 2, and that is our another one as a 3. Before this row I copy it. Okay, I copy it. That means this type of one of the row field will be loaded. Okay, so here I copy it. I copy total things from here, and then in our this form row here I want to paste it. Okay friends, so here I simply paste our 3 of this row. So as I told you before, so that is our one div, and I just make it as a call MD5. So that is our 1, right? So that is our 1, and that is our and 1. That means the and call MD5. Better I minimize it, and then there is actually another one, and there is our and in particular that position, and then there is actually our another one, and then there is our last one, right? So that will be actually and the 2, because of all right now there is actually a 2, right? So now if you click as a save all, so you can see here I have loaded one of the total form, that means one of the form group, but I make it as a visible as a hidden. So for the reasons it not should be visible, if you now click as a refresh, you can see it's not visible. So that will be only visible when you click as a add. Okay, that means when you click at the add, then automatically this will be loaded. So that is the functionality I want to do. So if you want to do that work, so that is our 3 of this. So better I want to add another one for the cancel. Okay, that means that will be as a plus, and that will be another one I want to make it as a minus. Better I copy it, and after that I paste it. So that will be as a btn danger. Okay, btn danger, and into the btn danger I want to create another one that will be as a remove event. Okay, remove event, and then more, and that will be as a not the plus, it will be as a minus. Okay, that will be as a minus, and then minus circle. Okay, so perfect. So friend, that's all I want to do. Okay, so that is our add event more. And also here if you go for our this button, that is actually our this button is visible, right? That means this button, for this button I have also added one of the ID. You can see that there is another class as a add event more. Perfect. So now I want to add another one. I want to add our script, one of the Java script I want to use after this. Okay, after this total I want to use another one. So it will be a little bit hard, but don't worry, just check out my all that process. So if you know a little bit the JavaScript, then this code should be very much easy to you, because of all here that is simple on the JavaScript. I put on the document. Okay, that means the document, and in the document area I want to make it as a ready, and document ready, and then our function. So that will be our function. Okay, so that will be our function, and here that will be as a semicolon. And after this I want to add that one of the variable, I take it as a var. And in JavaScript if you use one of the variable, then you have to use that as a var, that means the variable, right? So I name it as a counter. I name it as a counter, and counter will be started from to the 0, and so I make it as a 0, and then I add another document. So that will be as a document. Okay, that will be as a document, sorry. Here into the first bracket, here we have to add this as a document. Okay, so that will be as a document, and document will be as a on, and document on will be our click function, that means a click. So document click, and then here I want to use our another one, that will be our ID. So here, as I told you, I have created one of the ID for our this button, for our this submit, not the submit, that is a circle button, and here I name it as a add event mode, right? So now I want to actually use this one, so I better copy it, and now here into the click area I name this our class ID as a add event mode. So into the add event mode I want to add this our function, so our function, and that will be our function. Okay, so here that will be our function, and after this I want to add that as a our this variable as a var, and var will be our in our this area. I have also added one of the class. You can see that is actually the class now I want to use for add, and this one I want to use for the remove. Okay, so for now I add this as a whole extra item add, that means this ID. So now I want to use this ID, that means that is a var, and with this var our this ID equal to, I make it as equal to with our ID. So that is our class, and I just name this our ID name, and ID will be as a whole extra item ID, right? So here we have to use that as a hash. Perfect, and then that will be our HTML. That means will be on, so that will be content will be loaded, so that will be as a HTML function. And then we have to add that as a this. So I make it as a this, and then our closest. So that is our closest, and with this closest I want to load our which part. I want to load our total part. Okay, our total part I want to take every, that means every total component I want to take it with one of the class, then it should be better. So I name it as a add item, add underscore item. Okay, so I name it as add item. So into this add item, if you want to use it, better I copy it. So that is actually our main file, right? So that is actually our main file, and that is actually our row, and that is actually our call first one, right? So that is actually our add button. That means total things I want to actually take in particular one div. So that is actually call 12, and that is our we started as a call, that means our form group, right? So after that I want to take another div. I take another div, and into the div area I want to put another class. So this class will be our this one as a add item. Okay, so I take this item, and we have to also finish our and div. So we have to and this, that is our call md, and that is our first row, right? So that is our call 12. So now that will be the last one actually. So that is our session, and that is our call. I can see that is actually our and row, right? So that is our and row, and then that is actually and row. So after this, before this submit button here, I take it, I make it as a close it on here, and I also want to make it as a note for you, that is actually as a and then our add item. So that will be our actually and item. So now I want to better make it as a note for you, so that will be noted. Okay, so that is actually started from to this position, and then that is actually after this. Okay, that is actually after this. Perfect. So that is actually our call. Okay, and that is our call row. So after this, that is actually our form. So there is a form here, I take it. Okay, I take it in particular that area, and before this our submit button, I simply load it our this one, that is our add item. Okay, so I and this div in particular that area. So now I want to go back to our script, and then after this I want to add as a append and append our which one, append our this variable. This variable here I pass it. So I simply pass it, and then automatically it will be our 1 2 3. Okay, so our counter will be as a plus. So I take already one of the variable, and it should be started from to the 0. So after this, our this counter will be as a plus. Okay, so now I make it as a plus. Perfect. So also we have to do another one for the remove. So for the remove, I want to take this another document I want to take, and this document will be also as a on. So this on will be the same as a click. Okay, it's click, and for this one I have already created another one as a remove, right? So that will be as a remove. Maybe I show you. You can see that is actually also I have used another one for this as a remove. That means a remove more. Remove even more. So now I want to use it as a remove even more. So with this remove even more, I want to use that our function will be, I pass it into the one of the event. So here I take one of the event. So I take one of the event. So after this, okay, after this I take as the same concept as a this, and this will be as a closest, and then our id will be, I have already added as a delete whole extra item, right? So that will be our id, and then I want to make it as a remove. That will be as a remove function. Perfect. And then remove will be what? Remove will be our counter will be as a minus. So that our counter will be as a minus equal as a 1. That means after 1 1 that will be actually removed. Okay, Friend, that's all for our this script. Okay, so that is the script you have to actually write down. Rather than I will also show, I also shared this total source file to with you, so that will be not a very big issue. So that is actually one of the script we have to actually use, and then I already call it or click that the remove, that means that will be remove function, it will be work, and that will be our add. So that is also I loaded. That will be two of this button. One will be as a remove, one will be as a add, right? Then that is our amount, then everything, and also I have added our add item, that means total item should be loaded. So if everything okay, now our this dev, that means this dev should be loaded. Okay, now I want to check it. Now if you click as a save all, and now if you go click as a refresh, so now if everything okay, it should be work. I click as a monthly fee, and now here I click as a add. You can see maybe I did something wrong, so it's not working. If you go here, that is our script, on click, I have to check it again, just give me some time. There is a var counter, documents on click as a add venue. You can see I didn't add that as a, that is actually one of the class ID, right? So here also we have to add that as a comma, and then add event more, and then function the var whole extra item, that means this extra item will be loaded as HTML, this consists that perfect, counter will be plus plus, document click, that is also one. There is a delete whole, that means that is actually our this class is also perfect. So everything is looking great, so only here I missed this one. Now let's check this out. Click the save all, now refresh it, now add it, it's not working. Why? There is a JavaScript, I didn't maybe use any JS. You can see, friend, I am actually using one of the JavaScript, so I didn't actually supported our jQuery, that means Ajax. So better if you go to that jQuery. So that is jQuery Ajax CDN I want to take. So that is a W3. So previously I have already discussed about that things with you, so make that sure you use it. Okay, that means right now I'm actually using this CDN. Okay, I simply copy it, I copy this one, and now this page and here I want to use it. So better first of all I want to load it. Okay, I load it on here, so make that sure you use that jQuery min.js. So simply I load it, and now it should be work. Okay, if there have everything okay, it should be work. Click as a save all. Now let's check this out. Now click as a refresh it again. Now I select on the registration, click yes. You can see, friend, now it's perfectly working. You can see now we can add that multiple one. You can also remove, our remove is also working. That means everything is great. So right now from here you can actually add multiple posts, right? So friend, here you can see when you now click as add, that means right now I show you, that means here you can see that is actually our button. I take one of the ID as a class ID as a add even more. So into the add even more, now our this action, that means this dev is visibility, you can see make it as a hidden. So right now our, when we click as a add, then our this from is loaded. Okay, that means this function is loaded. So that is the things I loaded in our particular this area. Okay, and also I add that our add item, that means our total add item will be loaded, and that is our ID. And here you can see when it will be loaded, I added another one as a for the minus, and for the minus I have created another class ID as a remove even more. For the reasons right now from here you can see when it's loaded, there is actually the two button, one is the plus and there is a minus. So from here when you click as a minus, then our this one will be gone from here. If you click as add, then it will be added. Okay, that means that is just pretty much everything you have to do. That means we successfully did that work. So that is really great. One of the things right now you can actually add that multiple one. Right now you can choose that class 1 amount as a 300, class 2, if you select as a class 2 you can select as a 600. For the class 3 you can actually insert the different type of amount. Okay, and after that right now I want to do and to submit this data. Great. So friend, we successfully complete our this JavaScript functionality. Right now I think you like it very much. So in our next video, better I want to continue this process. In our next video I will submit this total our form data and I will insert this data in our database table. Okay, that means this table I want to insert. So how can do that work? In our next video, I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.